Late on the night of Friday, September 18th, 2015, a 45-year-old man named Laturi Barman stumbled down a pitch-black street in a small village in central India. Laturi was stumbling because he was very, very drunk. He and his wife had spent most of the night together out at this local fair, having loads to drink and partying, and then at some point his wife had actually broken off and gone to her parents' house in another village, but Laturi had decided to stay out and keep the fun rolling. And then now he had finally decided he had had enough, he was extremely intoxicated, and he just wanted to get back home. He could really only see maybe a foot in front of him, not only because he was so drunk, but also because the streets in his village did not have lights, and so it was totally dark. But what did strike him as odd is that, late at night here, as he's making his way home, he thought it was weird that there was a lot of people out on the road. He couldn't really see them, because again, there's no lighting, but he could definitely hear them. So there was more activity on this road than usual, but at the same time, this is a main road, and sometimes there's lots of people and cars on it, even late at night. At some point, he goes to step, but instead of his foot striking the ground again, there's nothing there. And suddenly he feels himself falling, and he smashes into the ground, and now truly it's pitch black. He can't see anything, and he blacks out. The following morning, a group of villagers were walking down the same street that Laturi had been on the night before. They looked up ahead, and they noticed something odd right in the middle of the street. And as they walked up on this thing, they instantly understood what it was, and they screamed and ran to tell authorities. It would turn out the reason Laturi was hearing and seeing all these people and vehicles on the street the night before, which seemed sort of out of place, was because there was actually a construction crew repairing potholes in that road. And Laturi, as he was stumbling along, accidentally fell into one of these deep potholes, smashed the ground, and was knocked unconscious. None of the crew saw Laturi fall in, and Laturi, even after, coming to inside the hole, was too drunk to get out of the hole. And so at some point that night, the construction crew reached the pothole that Laturi was in, and they poured molten tar into the hole and then rolled over it with a roller, all with Laturi inside the hole. Laturi, in his final moments, tried to kind of pull himself out of this tar, but he only managed to get his hand up and out of the tar. And so the next day, the group of villagers that walked down the road, what did they see? They saw Laturi's hand poking out of the ground. Laturi's body was removed from the street, and he was given a proper burial. There were 2 construction workers who were on duty on the night of Laturi's death, who were ultimately arrested and charged with culpable homicide. As for Laturi's family, authorities would give them a compensation payment for Laturi's death, but it was only worth approximately $760 US.